starts with it really, yeah, it just really starts with wanting to put ourselves out there. If your friend is doing a barbecue, why not tell him, hey, yo, would you be down if I DJ'd for your barbecue? Like, it happens sometimes. Somebody's doing this thing, but they never thought of, they just figured they're just gonna play music. But say you've
Yo,
been
that's
working on
actually
your
like
skills,
a
you've been
big time
practicing.
knowledge nugget right there. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
because instead of waiting for somebody to be like, yo, I want to get a DJ for this barbecue, but I have no idea who to ask. That rarely happens. But if you're like, hey, yo, so this barbecue that you're doing, I just thought I've been practicing. I figured why not? I'd be down to try, you know. And it's just the people are gonna be there. They're gonna watch and hear, and more you get that, more it opens opportunities to like, hey, I saw you play at that barbecue of my niece, her birthday. Nah, 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 nah. That's usually how things happen. Early on, when I first started DJing because I like DJing point blank. It wasn't even about like DJing for clubs or DJing for like rappers. It was more like beat making, street dancing, and then I got into DJing. Like practically almost at the same time as like street dancing, you know? Um my peers are like Professor Groove, DJ Static, uh DJ Devious, Frank Boulevard. These are the DJs I would watch play, and they would play for events like Grooves, Gravity Rock, and that was at the Côte des Neiges Community Center that they would do host these events, street dance events, and that's where I would first see DJs do their thing. So, yeah, after that, the gigs I would get is like friends from work or stuff like that were doing barbecues or doing a chilling, and they were looking for DJs, and I was like offering my help, or that's how I first getting my word around, and friends who knew somebody who had a bar who were looking for DJs and stuff like that. That's it. All starts by putting ourselves out there.
right.
Yeah.
Then I guess it just kind of like evolves from that point. And via referrals and stuff, you get linked up to other things. I mean,
Yeah.
when did it start to pick up for you?
It started picking up when I guess it started picking up when I really got better at DJing. Also, I guess at some point I got good, where like people were like, "Yo, this is really good. Look, c'est bon." Là. So, yeah, and yeah, so I remember I also DJ'd for certain things at while I was in CJEP also, and while I was playing drums and stuff like that. So that kind of opened up different vibes. What else? C'est pas mal ça, là. Spinning in clubs and stuff like one of my first residencies was à Brevoir, even before it was called à Brevoir. Like they didn't even have their sign up yet, and it was 2011, I think, something like that.
Right.
Something like that. And before I was spinning here and there, like at Jello, R.I.P. Jello nightclub, and which is now like Madame Lee. I don't even know if Madame Lee is still there.
I think there's going to be a
But
lot of that now. I don't know what's
yeah,
still open in the city.
yeah, definitely. And yeah, I'm just reading the chat. I'm like, yes, you have to put yourself out there, 100.
Shout
Um,
out, Lil Alice.
yeah, so like Abreuvoir. And what's interesting is that gig I had started. We were two DJs who started that night on Saturday nights at Abreuvoir. It was me and my homie Germs, Jeremy Carrière, and he was a DJ who was spinning for b-boy battles, while I was spinning for the popping and hip hop. But we never actually like met, and we eventually met at an event, and then we quickly became friends. And then like he was telling me his half brother was like manager at this new bar. Before it was called Baloo's. It was really the corner of Ontario and Saint Denis, and then now it's like Abreuvoir, and we started there on Saturdays. Germs was spinning on turntables. I was still spinning on CDJs, and at that time, that's how like I kind of migrated it to learning playing on records. Cause then like if you're like a duo DJ and like you want to use the same equipment, it's a lot more simpler if we just like all are able to use the equipment. So that's how I got into spinning records because I started on CDJs first, and then I got into on the techniques and playing on records and dealing with needles and bass and stuff like that.
And then, so you start doing these club gigs, and I guess more and more opportunities open up for you. What are
Yeah.
some of like the highlights for you?
Um, the highlights and I think the highlights for Abreuvoir, like we were there for 4 years, and the reason why we left is because like the the police narrative of hip hop equals criminality was really like a dominant problem in the media and in the streets of Montreal downtown. Like police would just come in the club and want to just kind of shut it down just because they're playing hip hop, which is totally absurd and stupid. So what happened was Abreuvoir was getting like pressure to have to change the theme of the night because the cops felt like, oh, I don't know, apparently it's attracting the wrong people. We're talking about a freaking bar in the middle of like university in Cégep land, and it's just kids drinking and having fun, and just like maybe older people just chilling. But to really want to make like a straightforward line between like big drug lords and our nights where we're mixing like hip hop array and like and Barbara Streisand, duck sauce. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make
Nah,
sense
but
at
like
all.
it was a real thing. Like a lot of places banned hip
Yeah,
hop. I think it was like 2013, 14, around that
yeah,
era.
exactly.
And like it was really big. I know they banned it
Yeah.
outright in the West Island for a while as well. Like it was
Hmm.
like, I mean, it sounds absurd to say it like now because the whole world loves hip hop, but like it wasn't really that,
They're
like we.
still doing it now. They're canceling hip hop shows now. They're still doing it. These
That's fair.
people are like legit. They're you know their
I forgot
papers are
about
legit.
that like hip hop show in Laval or the festival that they
Yo,
shut down.
they canceled everything. It's totally stupid. It doesn't make any sense. There's no it shouldn't happen. Like it shouldn't happen. They shouldn't have the control of being able to do such a thing when there's no threat. You know, like it's a made up threat. According to me, like to me, it's a made up threat, and it's totally it's going against the grain of everything. You're here to serve the people, and yet you're going against the grain of what the people want or what they're living. C'est cave.
Nah, I
Yeah.
I totally appreciate what you're saying. And then
Mm.
there's the right kinds of hip hop, and then this, that, and the next thing, and then Quebec gets real weird about it. And I mean,
Yeah.
like it's unfortunate. Like I know I can go rap in a park and ain't nobody gonna say shit. I know that because I went and rapped in the park with an amp. Nobody said shit
Hmm.
because I look like me and I rap about what I rap about, and it's what it is. But
Hmm.
I don't know. It's like a real thing
Yeah.
that kind of happens here.
It's this whole thing of like it feels like it's Two Life Crew like all over again, almost in a way. But
And
It's just
like,
us. It's just whack. It's like they want them to change their, like, they don't like it when they talk about guns. They don't like it when they talk about the way they talk about women, or the way that they talk about this or that. But we've been repeating the same thing because it's part of their environment. It's just part of what they're living. It's They're not saying go do this, go do that. They're just saying, yo, I have this around me. This is what's happening around me. They're not encouraging people to. It's just that there's a lot of. It's the same. It's the same thing happening over and over again. Whatever, like, an artist is doing this and that, and kids are loving it or listening to it, they have to find ways to, like, knock shit down when it's not actually causing the trouble. It's not causing the problem.